people keeping and eating bass. And I've been getting a lot of comments from the subscribers about this. And it was always my assumption that the majority of bass anglers in this country practice catch and release because they understand that bass are a finite resource and that the pressure that's on fish, and it's more fun to hook a 5-pound bass and seeing that bass jump out of the water and the thrill that you get for it, and then releasing that fish unharmed back in the water to be caught again another day. The value of that is more than frying it up in some grease. It's the same that most people would rather see the majesty or the majesty of like a 200-year-old oak tree that's been there since the Native Americans were here, instead of like some logger coming in there and cutting the thing down and cutting it up and making coffee tables for somebody over in Europe for the thing. Most people are horrified at the concept of cutting down such an incredible, beautiful tree. And it's the same with most people are horrified, or there are more people than I thought were horrified that, seeing a fillet knife go to a 5-pound bass. So let's get into this a little bit. Now, Ray Scott, when he started Bassmaster in 1967, was a true visionary, and he learned as he went along quickly. And the two things that Ray Scott did right off the bat, like the first 5 years he had the organization that were way ahead of its time, is he filed lawsuits against corporate polluters, which now, people could care less about that. They just call climate change a hoax, and they just say, quit whining. We don't need regulation on environmental laws. But back then, Ray Scott understood the dangers of polluting our water, and he would Bassmaster. The Bassmaster organization was one of the leading, entities in the country that were filing lawsuits against these polluters. Number one. Number two is, I think after the second year, in 1971 or 72, he instituted catch and release. And they had stickers. I remember when I was a little kid, I'd get these stickers from Bassmaster. It said, "Don't kill your catch." He understood that you couldn't go out and keep these fish that you were catching and have sustainable fishing in the future. So Ray was a true visionary. Okay, let's fast forward to 2025. Guys, that doesn't exist anymore. There is a generation of anglers that are upon us right now. That it's not like they've, come up overnight or something, but it seems like the last 4 or 5 years, there is a generation of anglers out there that have resisted catch and release, and they have doubled down almost to the point of getting really aggressive about their quote right to keep bass that they catch. And we've talked about the reasons for this. It's like, bass fishing's super expensive, boats are expensive, gas